To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So today I got to do a video from the inside. I've decided it's just too cold and it's only going to get colder. They keep changing the forecast for this weekend. Yesterday they said it was going to get down to -8 degrees on Saturday. Now they're kind of changed it and they're saying it's going to get down to 1 or 2 or 3 degrees, which is still cold. But the psychological thing where it says -8, you know, it just kind of like, oh. Even though I'm having troubles with the wet wood this year, this thing has been a real blessing. I'm so happy with my wood stove, which I'm going to get into more about later, about the pride I feel about building this house. While we were building the tiny house, we were living in our homemade camper. And it was doing pretty good, but there were days it'd get pretty cold, even in the 20s. I couldn't imagine how hard it would have been to heat the camper at -8 degrees or 1 or 2 or 3 degrees, whatever it is, with that outdoor heat exchanger that I made. I wanted to tell you that we're going to get our chickens. I've been telling you this for like 7 days now. I ordered them like 7 days ago. And they're going to send them out today. So that means that they're supposed to be here Friday. I called the Tractor Supply Company who contracts the hatchery and asked them where the chickens were. You know, they said it was going to ship in 2 days. Well, if they'd shipped in 2 days, they've been out on the road for 5 days. That means they're probably no longer alive. So I called and they said, no. They ship them out on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, which I read. I did see that. But then I got the email saying it was going to ship in 2 days. So what they mean is that it'll be at your place 2 days after they ship it on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. The post office is supposed to call me, and when they call me, I got 24 hours to pick them up. And I'm really excited to show you about the chickens. Now, I know that a lot of people keep thinking I'm just a terrible person. I've done everything wrong in life. You built a tiny house wrong in life. You built the chicken coop wrong in life, and just everything's wrong. But, you know, I'm telling you, for everything that I've done wrong, I can't be happier. You know, when I was doing things right, and I was living in a house, and I was paying rent, and going to work every day, and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing it right. I hated life. Now I'm doing it wrong. I'm loving life. So I'm going to continue to do everything wrong and love life. So yeah, I'm going to continue to build my chicken run. I started building a chicken run out PVC. Of course, there was a lot of complaints that it's never going to work. But it got so cold, and I just kind of gave up with it because of a lot of fine motor skills, you know, zip ties and different things. Use gloves, and I decided, no, I'm going to wait until it gets back up in the 20s and 30s before I work on that again. I got plenty of time. We're going to put the chickens in the house here. I did decide that if there is a raccoon problem, what can I do to prevent raccoons to come in, at least even scaring the chickens? Even if I believe that they can't get into the chicken tractor. So I did some research, and these two products were highly recommended. This is a predator eye, and it won't work right now because it's daylight. But these are 2 red flashing lights, and that's all they do. They sit there and blink. It's charged with a little solar cell. Now, you're supposed to move these around every so often, and raccoons are apparently, well, a lot of different animals are apparently scared of this thing. All the reviews were very good. I didn't read hardly any negative reviews, other than some people said, oh, mine didn't work and that kind of thing. But as far as it actually scaring animals away, lots of good reviews. But one reviewer said it worked excellent when she bought this thing with it. Now this thing, I agree. I wanted to run away when I saw it at first. It's hard to get to kick on during the daylight, but I'm going to give it a try here. This thing is incredible. So the first thing you'll see, flashing lights, and then let's see. Now, I don't know if you can hear it. I know you can hear the screaming, but in the background, there's this ultrasonic scream. Carolyn can't hear it unless it's right up to her ear, but I can sit across the room. I mean, I hear it as soon as it kicks on, and it's like it takes my fillings out of my cavities. It just, it eats at me. That ultrasonic sound is what it is, and that's supposed to scare off raccoons and different things even better than everything else. Now, it does say in instructions, it does take about 15 days for that to actually start to take effect on these animals, but it does everything, birds, and raccoons, and all kinds of different animals. So, with these two things in conjunction, I'm hoping to at least scare off some animals. Now, the other thing is when we first get the chickens, we're going to put them right outside the window here. That way, if there is a problem, this thing goes off, we might hear it and be able to go out there and chase off whatever issues we're having, cats or dogs or coyotes, raccoons. I think raccoons would probably be our biggest issue. Now, in the past, I have had chickens, and I had a chicken coop. I mean, an actual chicken coop. But the door latch broke on it one night, and I didn't realize it, and a raccoon got in and killed the chicken. So, I mean, I understand that raccoons can be pretty vicious when it comes to chicken. I think I'm okay. The biggest fear I have are the flying predators, hawks, eagles. We're starting to see more and more bald eagles around here. When I had chickens before, the eagles were the biggest problem we had. So that's why I'm really wanting to make the run. I normally would just let the chickens loose. I let them go do whatever they wanted. So that's what we're really making the chicken run for. Okay, I wanted to answer a few questions while I had this downtime because it's so cold. One of the things that keeps coming up, I keep talking about our firewood, that it's not completely dry. This piece here is probably 24% in the core. It's supposed to be 20% or less. I've said it in many, many videos, and I'm not trying to go through that again, but you can even see the cracking. That means it's drying out. It's doing a good job. It's doing what it's supposed to. But you can tell it's still wet. It's heavy. It's oak. And you can see that it's burning. It's not burning great. You can see maybe all the black on it. That shouldn't be black. It should be all white. The black is indicating that it's wet. Well, a lot of people have said, throw the firewood on top of the stove, let it dry out. I've tried this. And I've tried to explain this in several videos, and every day somebody will say, put the firewood on the wood stove. Now, Pearl Jessica, such a darling. She is just awesome. She seems to read my mind. She knows exactly what I'm going to say. So when somebody comments, I've noticed that she will actually say the same thing that I've said. She's got all my videos memorized. I really do appreciate it. I assume it's a she. If not, I apologize. And she said the same thing I said. When you put thin pieces of wood on the stove, it burns up. It'll catch on fire, which it does. It'll start smoking, and you pick it up. There's hot embers on the bottom of it. So, yeah, it's dangerous. You don't want to put it on there. If you put a big, thick piece like the one I just showed you up there, the outside will dry and catch on fire, but the inside, which is what you're really worried about, is still wet. I agree with Pearl Jessica that that's a bad idea. I think it's very dangerous to put firewood on top of the stove. One of the things that I've tried to express on this channel so many times is don't try to solve problems when there's no problem. Have you ever heard the saying, don't fix it if it's not broke? I get this a lot. I'll say, look at this, it worked, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. And 24 people will reply back, here's what you should do. And they'll type up all the things I need to do, have a long list of things I need to do, give me YouTube videos that I need to follow. But I just said it worked. So why would I want to go invest more money into something that's already working? Well, the same thing happened just the other day. I was just shocked. We got down to 9 degrees, and my water tank and my pump and everything didn't freeze. All the systems I put in place that I designed into this house worked. We have running water. We've not frozen since we've come in here. So the other day, I made a video and I was talking about how it worked. We survived it! Yay! And I bet I got, I don't know, 30 or 40 people telling me this is what I need to do. I need to move the pump. I need to bring the pump inside. I need to put the pump there. I need to have a recirculation. And some of the things they suggest would actually cause more problems than if I did just do it my way. You know, one person said, put the pump on top of the tank instead of having it down on the ground because heat rises. Well, that's true. It does. You're right. Of course, the pipe that comes out of the tank would still freeze. I'm not just worried about the pump. I'm worried about everything freezing. I got to keep everything warm. One person said that I need to hook it into the water heater, because we have a water heater, and recirculate the hot water back into the tank. That would keep everything thawed, which is absolutely true. That is probably the best thing you could do to keep everything thawed. Except, you got to run propane. And out here in the middle of nowhere, 20 miles away from the nearest propane station, if we run out of propane in this snowstorm, I'm out of propane. Then what? What am I going to do then? Secondly, I don't know if I have enough electricity to actually run my pump 24 hours a day. We're cloudy right now, been cloudy. The snow and the ice have covered up the solar panels. I'm trying to keep it clean, but I'm not keeping up with it very well. So some of the things that people are saying to fix this problem that doesn't exist is going to cause more problems. So I'm just excited that the system I used and the system I've put together worked. What more can I want out of life? So I wanted to get back to the pride of this house. I can't express it enough. I don't know how to express it. I'm not the kind of guy that has all these poetic words. And this tiny house has really proven to me how prideful I am of myself. And I don't even know if I should be. Building this tiny house is something that I've never done. And I did it. It worked. Everything has worked. We are very comfortable in here. I love this place. I'm so proud of it. And I really hope I can inspire you to create your dream so you can love your life every day. Thanks for watching.